Hi Bromies, it's your boy Ricky here from Bromero Cards for Honeybee Stamps, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a card from their latest release, Adventure Awaits. You guys, I've said this probably on every single video that I've made these cards with, but I cannot get enough of this release. You guys, it is so good. And I keep gravitating towards the same products because I freaking love them so much. Especially the pine tree embossing folder. I can't get enough of that. The pattern paper, can't get enough of it. Anyway, you guys make sure that you head over to their store and check out all the products by clicking the links below. Also, make sure that you like, subscribe, share, click that bell so that you know Honeybee Stamps has a new video coming out. And this is the card I'm going to be showing you today. It is on black. Again, I'm obsessed with black backgrounds right now. I don't know why, but I think this is really cute. I think it's kind of elegant. It's a beautiful, like welcome to your new home card. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started making the card. Okay, to make this card, we're going to be using the Lovely Layers Summer Cabins die set. We are also going to be using No Place Like Home sentiment and matching dies. We are going to be using the Sweet Stacks ovals along with the Into the Woods embossing folder. We're going to use some black and white paper here along with some colored cardstock here to build our cabin, and we're going to be using some paper from the Adventure Awaits paperback. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to emboss our black piece of paper here. This is going to be our card panel that goes onto the card base. We'll just stick that into the folder, and then we will run that through the die cutting machine. And once we get back, we will have it here. And look at all that texture. You guys, I love this folder. I cannot stop using it. I can't stop using it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is going to use the Sweet Stacks oval here to cut out a little scene from our paper. So I'm just going to place that where I want it to be. We're going to put some tape on there, and then we're also going to run this through the die cutting machine so that we can get our little background that's going to go on here. There we go. So we have the background that we're going to be using for the oval. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to put the cabin together, and we're only going to use one of the cabins. So I'm going to make the base the lighter color here, which is a craft cardstock. And then I'm going to do the frame of the house in the darker color. I'm also going to do the window sills in the dark brown here. And we're going to run this through the die cutting machine. And because this has texture, I like to add a shim in there just so that when the die comes out, you can actually see the texture that's on it to make it look like that it's a log cabin. So I'm just doing that for everything just to make sure that the texture shows up, that is in the die, and that everything gets cut out. It would probably be fine without the shim, but I'm crazy. I just like to put it in there to make sure that everything works okay the first time, because we don't like to waste time, right? Now we're going to use the yellow piece of paper here, and we are going to be using this to cut out the quotation mark lights inside the cabin. Now that we have that through, I'm going to cut out the foundation of the cabin along with the little decorative piece that goes along the top, which I believe is supposed to be the gutter system maybe. We slam that die down because we're professional here. And so that's the foundation, and it does have texture to make it look like there's bricks. You can't really see that right now in the video, so it's a little far away, but that's okay. So now that we have that done, we are going to start gluing the pieces down. So I'm going to take the frame here and use some Honeybee Stamps glue, and we're just going to place that down onto the base of the house. Next, we're going to take the foundation and we'll put that down. And then we will put up I think this is supposed to be gutters or, you know, roof details. I'm not for sure. It just looks cute. That's all I gotta say. And now we will put the frames of the windows down. We're just gonna put a little bit of glue along the frame and place that down. And you really need tweezers for this, y'all. I have big old man hands. I needed tweezers, and so I would just use the tweezers. It's just easier that way. So we'll go ahead and get the last window seal here. I think that's what that's called, the window seal, the window frame. And to put the lights, quotation marks, on the house or in the house, we're going to put a white piece of paper behind there, and then what we'll do is we will just put a little dot of glue where the light is supposed to go, and then place that down with the tweezers. There we go. Now, in the middle of making this card, I decided, you know what? I have this oval. I was trying to put it together. It was looking a little weird. And I was like, you know what? We're going to use the ovals again, and we're going to make a frame. So we're going to make a frame out of this. And I realized looking from the top down that this oval is a little off. And I don't know if I'm the only one, but I always have issues with getting ovals to be center on cardstock. I don't know why. It's just really hard to do. But anyway, we went ahead and cut that out, and this just made like a frame that's going to go around the oval, just to give it a little bit of oomph, you know, a little bit of touch of fancy. And now that I think about it, I should have probably done it like in gold glitter cardstock. I think that would have been really cool, but next time. So we're going to glue this down to the card base here and get that glued down. Then we're going to take the centerpiece, which is the pine tree pattern paper here, and we will get that all glued up and put that down. And this took me a moment because it's off center and I was trying to get it right. It just took me a minute to get this actually in place. I was trying to move it. It wasn't feeling right, but we got it. Now I'm going to put some foam tape on the back of this frame. This drove me crazy because it turned into like a million pieces, as you can see here. And then what we'll do is once we get that on, we will start removing the backing so that we can place that onto the card. I'm also going to place some foam tape on the back of the cabin because I want to pop this up. And this is why you never press down super hard on this. You want to make sure that you're putting the foam tape where you want it to be. I wanted this to come off of the frame a little bit, and I forgot. But because I didn't push down the foam tape, I was able to cut it and remove it, and it didn't tear my paper or mess up my cabin. So I'm going to remove the backing off of the oval and get that placed onto the center here. My head is going to show up because that's usually what happens when I need to get even. And guess what, you guys? It didn't work. I didn't have my head far enough over, and I'm a little bit off. It's going to drive me crazy. It's fine. It's fine. You can see that it's driving me insane right now. But we're going to remove the top or the backing off of the foam tape and place that down along the frame. And now what we're going to do is just go ahead and get the sentiment stamped out. I decided I'm going to heat emboss this in white on black paper. That's usually my go-to combination for sentiments lately, black paper. I'm not for sure why. We'll use some embossing ink here. We'll get that stamped down to make sure that the ink is in really good contact with the black paper. And then we're going to use some white heat embossing powder here and get that onto the cardstock. And then we're going to make magic by doing some heat embossing. This is magical. I love it. I love to see it every time. It's amazing. It's like some science or something. I don't know. It's really cool. Okay, and now we're going to use the matching die to get this cut out. You guys, in every video, you're probably tired of hearing me saying this, but these are game-changing. They're lifesavers. They're the best. Can't live without them. Okay, now that we have that cut out, we are going to put some foam tape on the back of this as well. And then pretty much the card is going to be done. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I truly appreciate it. Make sure that you head over to Honeybee Stamps and check out all their latest products. Head over to Instagram, Facebook, join all the things, and then check me out over on Instagram and on YouTube by searching for Bermero Cards. There'll be links down in the description as well, so you can find me. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. You guys have a great week, a great night, a great weekend. Whenever you're watching this, I will talk with you later. Bye.